At what point does reality hit and we give up on our dreams? Is it when the bills come in and they can't be paid? When you have to check your bank account to make sure you can fill up your car with gas? Or maybe it's even when you look back and realize you spent half of your life chasing a dream that you still haven't reached. Most of us had dreams when we were younger that at some point, whether conscious or not, we chose to leave behind. So at what point do we give up? And is it better to just leave the dreaming in the past? Asking myself these things took me from chasing my dreams every day to a corporate job where I sit at a desk building the dreams of others. So how did I get here? My dream started with a camera, more specifically, this camera. I was gifted a GoPro for my birthday, and I instantly started making videos. From gaming videos to 6-second vines, I was spending all of my time editing. It wasn't the video itself that was intoxicating, it was the process of making the video. Where before I felt like nobody was listening, these films gave me a voice and allowed me to process things that I had gone through. And that is exactly where the dream started to form. You see, the one thing I wanted more than anything was to escape, and a camera was my ticket to do just that. The thing about escaping is that it never works. It's a treadmill, going absolutely nowhere. Bad coping skills I had learned from my childhood seeped into the business that I had worked so hard to build. And before I knew it, I was right back where I was as a kid. Anxious, numb, and not sure how I was going to make it to the next day. Insecurities kept me from fairly pricing my work, bad communication skills kept me from keeping clients, and general anxiety made me second-guess everything. The only thing I was sure of at the time was a woman named Abby. If I was lost at sea, Abby was the lighthouse that led me home, the strength I needed to swim there, and the home itself. When you love someone, though, you don't really want your bad habits to affect them. So it was time for me to grow up. And for me personally, that meant finding more stability in my life. I traded in plane tickets and complete control of my time for an office key and a desk. And in return, I got a consistent paycheck and a life with less extreme ups and downs. It was a steady, peaceful life. And that was exactly what I needed. That consistency allowed me to work on myself and eventually pursue an even bigger dream of mine, marrying the woman that I love. To be completely honest and just put it all out there though, there is a very small part of me that feels like I failed myself. Like I gave up by quitting my dream of creating films that I want to create. When I really think about it though, that could not be further from the truth. Marrying the woman of my dreams required me to grow. And now I'm lucky because I'm married to a woman who believes in my dreams even more than I do. Sitting at a corporate office all day is extremely far from what I want my life to look like, but it gives me a steadiness and peace that allows me to pursue my own films on my own time without consequence or expectation. If I don't make money from these YouTube videos, then I don't need to stress out too much because I still have my 9-to-5 that pays for all of my bills. And as far as the skills that I'll one day need to work for myself, well, this full-time job is teaching me time management and communication and so many other things that I'll one day need that I probably wouldn't have learned if I had just kept freelancing. I say all of that though to get to the point of working a full-time job does not mean that you're giving up on your dreams. If anything, it's a necessary step that a lot of people need to be able to fully and creatively pursue their dreams without the expectation or consequence that comes whenever you're relying on it for money. So the real question that all of this leads to is, what does this mean for you? And I think I can break it down into 3 main things. Tip number 1 is to take a step back. As Einstein famously said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again while expecting a different result. Sometimes we need to pause the pursuit of our dream to assess what we really want, how we're working towards it, and whether it's still even worth it. Instead, take a few steps forward. Reflect on what's working and what's not. Adjust your course, and move forward with intention. I hate that word. Number 2, let go. Sometimes we hold so tightly onto our dreams that we miss out on the other ways our dream could take shape. My dream is to make YouTube videos full-time, and if I insisted on that being the only path, then I might never achieve that dream. But right now, I have a full-time job that allows me to pursue YouTube in my free time without pressure. And the skills that I'm developing along the way are what's going to allow me to eventually turn this into a full-time thing. Or at least I hope. Fingers crossed. Dreams evolve, and so must we. Let go, adapt, and grow with them. This is kind of a weird angle. Number 3, don't stop. We're back to this because that last angle was just not it. We live in a tough world that constantly is against us. Stress and responsibilities have a way of pushing our dreams aside and making it really easy to just give up. But we have to hold on. Our dreams are what tie us back to the 4-year-old version of ourselves that wanted to be an astronaut or a musician. And those dreams are what make us us. Dreams are the common thread that weave through all art and innovation in the world, and they will always be worth chasing. So to answer that question from the beginning, when should you give up on your dream? Well, I think you already know the answer. Before I jump off, I just want to give a quick thank you to Musicbed. This video is not sponsored, but I owe them a huge thanks. Making people feel something is one of my main goals with sharing stories like this on YouTube, and one of the best ways I can do that is by using quality music. I have literally been using Musicbed for the last 5 years, and their catalog of music is just by far the best out there. If you're at all interested in creating any type of content or films, it is by far the first place I would recommend to check out. Musicbed, thank you for providing the vibes and always putting me in my feels with your music, and that's all I got. Toodaloo.